It sounds crazy, but last night I did something with a simple onion, and I slept better than I have in weeks. It's not a diet. It's not medicine. It's a silent ritual that wise women, long before us, used to protect their homes and their own spirits. And the strangest part? This onion, it cries for you. It pulls what's heavy in the air. It takes away energies that don't belong to you. And if you cut it the right way, you can silently return everything that's been thrown at you. Hit like now and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment saying, I feel the energy. If you've also noticed that heavy feeling in the air. The ritual you're about to learn isn't new. It's been used for generations. Wise women, often called intuitive or dramatic, eventually learned that some pain doesn't come from the body. It comes from the environment, from hidden envy, from unspoken thoughts that weigh us down. And among herbs, prayers, and silences, there it was, the onion. Not as a kitchen remedy, but as a tool of energetic protection. You'll learn not just how to cut an onion symbolically, you'll understand why this gesture triggers a cycle of cleansing, release, and balance. And more than that, you'll feel how much this act makes sense. Because it's not just about the onion. It's about you, your home, your energy, what you carry, and what you no longer need to carry. And it all starts with awareness that there are things that need to be returned, that there are energies that don't belong to you, and that it's possible to do this with respect, without conflict, without interfering in anyone else's life. Something transformative is coming, a small ritual that can change how you feel in your own skin, in your own home, in the quiet of your routine. Maybe you've never done this before, but something inside you knows it's time to start. Before we go on, I want to ask you something simple, but full of intention. If you believe that everything we send out comes back, then you already know. Every energy someone sends with anger, envy, or judgment returns doubled when it meets a clean heart. And if this video is resonating with you so far, it's because your intuition has already received the message. So, like this video now. This isn't just about the algorithm. It's a gesture of presence, a sign that you're fully here, ready to return what's not yours. And in the comments, leave a choice, a small ritual of words. Write, everything sent to me returns with love. Or, I accept to cut what harms me. Choose the phrase that best speaks to your current moment. Words have power, and when written with intention, they seal internal decisions. Maybe you've never commented on a video before, but this isn't just any video, and you know that. Leave your mark here, because as you write, something inside you has already begun to shift. And now, let's understand why this ritual is more than symbolic. It's spiritual, energetic, and deeply human. Before taking action, we need to understand the why behind this ritual. And it doesn't come from fiction, but from ancient traditions, like Buddhism, which reminds us of karma. Everything we emit comes back. It's not about punishment or revenge, but about alignment. And the onion works as an energetic mirror. It reflects back what doesn't belong to us without judgment. Imagine this. You're in a garden you don't take care of, full of dead leaves. If you don't clear them, the soil weakens. That's what happens with the energies we neglect. Gathering, returning, and cleansing is as ethical as sweeping your own sidewalk, without interfering with anyone's path. Indigenous, medieval, and folk cultures understood this. Many rituals aim to restore balance, not to harm. The onion was a symbol of neutrality. In its layers, it carries ancestry and ancestral protection. It absorbs invisible weight without forgetting who we are. And if there's a part of you thinking, this is just superstition, know that to neutralize is not to attack, it's to restore. It doesn't cast curses, it doesn't condemn, it simply returns. Here, spiritual ethics take form. Respecting the free will of whoever sent the energy without interference, without judgment, just returning what isn't yours and protecting your inner space. This act of neutralization has philosophical power. It's like a mirror that reflects the image back without holding on to the shadow of whoever peers in. And here comes the metaphor. The onion is the sponge. You are the gardener. The act of cutting is the cleansing. And the soil, your spirit, becomes fertile again, free of the leaves that suffocate it. This ritual is an invitation. Tend to your energetic garden, cultivate more lightness, and return to the world only what you choose to carry. Now that we know the why, its pillars, values, and intentions, let's go deeper. Let's understand the energy, the symbolism, and the true impact behind this simple act of cutting an onion. Let's now explore what really happens energetically when we cut the onion with intention. Everything in the universe vibrates, and everything that vibrates communicates. Have you ever felt a heavy atmosphere without anyone saying a word? Or walked into a place and instantly wanted to leave without knowing why? That's energy exchange, invisible but real. The onion, because of its structure, its layers, and its direct connection to the earth, acts as a filter. It senses, it holds, it absorbs. And if you cut it with awareness, with presence, with silent words, it transforms that energy. It doesn't return anger. It doesn't spread fear. It simply gives back what isn't yours. Because what you emit returns. And what is sent to you does too. This isn't a ritual of revenge. It's an act of active protection. It's telling the universe, this doesn't belong to me. And doing so with lightness, with love for yourself, with responsibility. People who rely only on logic might laugh at this, but those who feel understand, understand that this cut carries something symbolic and sacred. It's the cutting of someone else's weight. It's the end of a cycle of unconscious absorption. The onion cries for you. It processes what you've silently held in. It cleans layer by layer until it reaches the center. And at the center, there you are, clean, free, back in alignment. This simple act gains strength when done with intention. It's a silent contract with the universe. I cut here what I no longer want to carry. And for some people, this is the first step after years of absorbing everything without filtering anything. Now that you understand the power behind this gesture, tell me, are you ready to cut this onion with intention? If you've made it this far, it's because something in you is saying, yes, it's time. Time to let go, to cleanse, to return. And before we go into the step-by-step of the ritual, I want you to truly connect with this intention, because it's not just about the act. It's about what you choose to cut, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. So, take a deep breath now. Feel your body. Feel your space. Feel everything that is asking to be released, everything that's not yours, everything that was placed on you, everything that stayed, even without your permission. Are you ready to cut the onion with intention? If the answer is yes, write this in the comments. I accept to return what doesn't belong to me. That phrase holds more power than it seems. It's an energetic stance. It's a release. It's the first thread cut, even before the knife touches the onion. And if you feel this video could help someone who's been absorbing too much, who lives tired, heavy, sad, send it to her. Because those who feel too much often carry what they shouldn't. And now together we can return it with love, with respect, with truth. Let's begin the ritual. No rush, no fear. With soul. Now, prepare your space. You'll need an onion, preferably red or white, a plate, a knife, some coarse salt if you have it, and most importantly, a moment that's yours alone, your own silence, a time to care for your own energy. Sit comfortably, place the onion in front of you, take 3 deep breaths. Each inhale draws you away from the outside. Each exhale is a surrender. Now you are here. Touch the onion. Feel its weight. It is a symbol of life, of the earth, of absorption. Visualize in it everything that's weighing on you. Judgment, envy, cutting words, draining stares. Now, cut the onion in half, in silence. With this cut, you symbolize the breaking of a connection with what does not belong to you. You are saying to the universe, I return with respect what was sent to me without love. Then cut each half into 4 parts, representing the 4 elements that strengthen you. Earth, your strength and stability. Water, your emotion and intuition. Fire, your courage and action. Air, your breath and wisdom. Place the pieces on a plate. If you have coarse salt, sprinkle it over them. Salt enhances the cleansing. It is the earth's crystal that purifies the invisible. Now close your eyes. Visualize a white light surrounding you, a light that protects you, that cleanses you, that returns your lightness. Stay in silence for a few moments. Feel the release. Feel the energetic cut happening. It's not magic. It's real. It's ancestral. It's yours. Then take this onion outside. Dispose of it in a natural place, the earth, a garden, or organic waste. And say softly or in your mind, let everything return to where it belongs, and may I remain in peace. When you return, wash your hands. Feel the water carrying away what was still lingering. You have just performed a ritual, a symbolic cut, an energetic choice. If you've made it this far, you've done more than just a ritual. You chose yourself. You chose to let go even without guarantees. You chose to trust the unseen. And that alone already begins to shift everything around you. Maybe right now you're feeling something different in your body. A light relief, a new silence. Or maybe you're still processing, feeling the onion as an extension of what you've held in for so long. That's normal. Everyone feels it differently, but what we all have in common is that the cut was made, and what was yours remains. What wasn't has already begun to leave. If this makes sense to you, share this video with someone. You don't need to explain anything. Just send it. Because there are people silently carrying what they can no longer bear. And maybe, just maybe, this ritual is the answer they didn't know they needed. In the comments, share how you felt while cutting the onion. Did you cry? Feel anger? Relief? Peace? Every answer helps other women realize they're not alone. That feeling is part of the journey. That giving back is also love. This is the moment to unite subtle forces, to create a network of protection and support among those who feel too much, and now know they can return what isn't theirs, with awareness, with respect, with courage. Let me ask you a simple question. Can you remember the last time you truly felt light? Light in your body, light in your thoughts, light in your soul. Without that strange weight in your chest, without that heaviness that doesn't leave, not with rest, not with prayer. A lot of people think it's just exhaustion, just stress. But there's something deeper, more subtle, something medicine doesn't always reach, but the body feels. And now, I want to invite you to do a diagnosis, not a clinical one, an energetic one. Take a deep breath and listen to these questions. Have you been sleeping poorly even when going to bed early? Does your body feel tense, like you're carrying something invisible on your shoulders? Are you more irritable, emotional, or impatient for no clear reason? Are your houseplants wilting? Are small appliances randomly breaking? Do people come to you only to vent as if you were a magnet for other people's pain? If you said yes to more than two of these, you might be absorbing what's not yours. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Quite the opposite. It means you feel more. You sense things sooner. You carry things, even when no one asks you to. It's like you're an antenna, picking up everything around you. And when you don't learn to filter, that antenna starts to short circuit. Life becomes foggy. You get lost in pain that isn't even yours. Psychology calls it excessive empathy. Spiritually, we call it being an energetic sponge. But in practice, it's that day when you wake up already drained, even though nothing has happened yet. And you know what's worse? Many people who feel this never say a word. They pretend to be fine, keep smiling, while inside something is slowly imploding. That's where the power of the ritual comes in, because it's like a mirror you finally place between yourself and the world. It reflects, clears, separates. It gives back what is yours and returns to the universe what should have never stuck to you. You know that feeling of looking in the mirror and not recognizing yourself anymore. Many women describe this after years of carrying what was never theirs. But when they do the ritual, something shifts, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. You realize you're still there, whole. You were just buried under layers and layers of dense energy. The onion in this process is not just a vegetable. It becomes your ally, your silent tool. It cries for you. And that's not poetic. It's real. It cries what you swallowed. It absorbs what you couldn't name. It symbolizes a cut, a gentle enough, not against anyone, but in favor of yourself. And here's a curious fact. Studies show that the brain physically relaxes when we can give meaning to what we feel. That's why this video's helping you, because it's translating sensations you've never been able to explain. And the more you understand, the more your emotional system begins to release. It starts to trust. It begins to want to repeat the ritual, the care, the choice. So listen to your intuition now. If your body shivered, if your eyes filled with tears, if you felt a silent yes in your chest, you know this path is yours. And just by being here, listening this far, something has already started to shift. Now that you understand what was weighing you down, now that you've cut, cried, returned, it's time to come back to yourself. But not like before. It's time to return lighter, more centered, more protected. Many people think energetic protection is just about pushing away the bad. But true protection starts within. It begins when you learn to choose what passes through you and what doesn't. And here, I want to remind you of something you may have forgotten over time. You're not here by accident. You don't feel this much for no reason. You are a woman who carries accumulated wisdom. Wisdom that comes from pain, yes, but also from love. And that love needs to take up more space now. So close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel your breath flowing in and out like gentle waves in a lake. Now, visualize in front of you all the people you love. Children, grandchildren, friends, animals, your younger self. Feel what it's like to be surrounded by these presences. Feel the warmth that comes from those memories. This is your network of light, your invisible strength. While the world throws shadows, you decide what enters. You decide what stays. Because you have that power, the power to raise the frequency around you simply by being at peace with your own. Psychology teaches us that the mind only heals in states of safety. And that's what we're creating here, a safe space where you can lower your guard without fear. Nothing can reach you when you're aligned with what makes you well. Love is your strongest barrier. Gratitude is the shield no one sees. And forgiveness, forgiveness cleans even what you never understood, not to absolve the other, but to free yourself. So if you woke up today feeling heavy, and now you're feeling something different, more lightness, more silence, more truth, believe in that. It's real. You're coming back to your center. You're remembering who you are. And the world needs exactly that. Women who know that energy is a choice, and who now have chosen their own peace. Focus on your loves, on your joys, and when someone tries to cast a shadow into your soul, you already know what to do. Breathe, cut, return, and move on. Light, joyful, whole. We've reached the end of the ritual, but in truth, this is only the beginning. Because now you're no longer the same woman who pressed play on this video. You've gone through a process, made silent choices, and returned to the universe what was never yours. You cut more than just an onion. You cut cycles. You cut invisible weights. You cut absorption patterns that had been with you for years. And that's deep. That's why, before we finish, I want to guide you through one last moment. Simple but powerful. Close your eyes once more. Feel your breath. Now visualize your home, every room, every corner. Imagine this house is surrounded by a golden light. That light spreads through the walls, the furniture, the floor, the doors, the windows. Nothing enters that isn't at peace. Nothing stays that isn't in tune with you. Now, visualize yourself standing at the center of your home, head held high, body light. You are smiling, but it's a serene smile, the kind that knows it is protected. Now, visualize your future. Calmer days, lighter relationships, quieter spaces, not from lack of sound, but from an abundance of balance. You didn't go through this ritual to run from the world, but to return to it stronger, more aware, more selective about what comes in and what stays. You've learned you can protect without isolating. You can love without hurting. You can feel without absorbing. This is the new cycle beginning now. And every time you feel that something is starting to weigh on you again, come back to this video. Cut another onion. Repeat the gesture. Because the ritual, more than a practice, is a reminder. Remember, you're not here to hold the world on your own. You're here to be loyal to your peace. And those who truly love you will respect that. From today on, you walk lighter, more protected, more yourself. And may this new energy spread. May your home blossom. May your paths open. And may you never forget, your light is non-transferable.